Do you know? Become a professional in 2020 Cricket League in India. IPL Condition 1. The Indian Premier League, IPL, is a professional 2020 cricket league in India usually contested between March and May of every year by 8 teams representing 8 different cities or states in India. The current 8 teams include Chennai Super Kings, Delhi Capitals, Punjab Kings, Kolkata Knight Riders, Mumbai Indians, Rajasthan Royals, Royal Challengers Bangalore, Sunrisers Hyderabad. This series of videos mainly introduces the relevant regulations of the 2020 competition made by IPL. The content is from IPL 2020 playing conditions effective 1 September 2020. Hope to learn with you and feel the unique charm of cricket. Let's start now. Condition 1. 1. The players. 1.1 Number of players. A match is played between 2 sides, each of 11 players, one of whom shall be captain. 1.2 Nomination and replacement of players. 1.2.1 Each captain shall nominate 11 players plus a maximum of 4 substitute fielders in writing to the IPL match referee before the toss. Other than set out in Clause 1.2.9, no player, member of the playing 11, may be changed after the nomination without the consent of the opposing captain. 1.2.2 Only those nominated as substitute fielders shall be entitled to act as substitute fielders during the match, subject to Clause 1.2.6, unless the IPL match referee, in exceptional circumstances, allows subsequent additions. 1.2.3 All those nominated including those nominated as substitute fielders, as well as any concussion replacements must be eligible to play for that particular team and have been included in the team's registered squad of players as announced to BCCI per the player regulations. And by such nomination the nominees shall warrant that they are so eligible. 1.2.4 In addition, by their nomination, the nominees shall be deemed to have agreed to abide by all the applicable IPL regulations and in particular, the clothing and equipment regulations. The Code of Conduct for Players and Team Officials, hereafter referred to as the IPL Code of Conduct, the IPL Anti-Discrimination Code for Players and Team Officials, the BCCI Anti-Doping Code and the BCCI Anti-Corruption Code for participants. 1.2.5 Each team may not name more than 4 overseas players, as defined in the IPL player regulations, in its starting 11 for any match. 1.2.6 A team may not have more than 4 overseas players on the field of play at any time during any match. Thus, if the team names the maximum 4 overseas players in its starting 11, an overseas player may only take the field as a substitute fielder if the player that he is replacing is an overseas player. If the team names less than 4 overseas players in its starting 11, overseas players may only enter the field of play as substitute fielders to the extent that by doing so, they do not take the total number of overseas players representing that team on the field to more than 4. 1.2.7 A player or player support personnel who has been suspended from participating in a match shall not, from the toss of the coin and for the remainder of the match thereafter, 1.2.7.1 be nominated as, or carry out any of the duties or responsibilities of a substitute fielder, or 1.2.7.2 enter any part of the playing area, which shall include the field of play and the area between the boundary and the perimeter boards, at any time, including any scheduled or unscheduled breaks in play. 1.2.8 A player who has been suspended from participating in a match shall, from the toss of the coin and for the remainder of the match thereafter, be permitted to enter the player's dressing room provided that the player's dressing room, or any part thereof, for the match is not within the playing area described in 1.2.7.2, for example. The player is not permitted to enter the on-field, dugout. 1.2.9 Concussion replacement. 1.2.9.1 If a player sustains a concussion or suspected concussion as a result of a head or neck injury during the course of the relevant match, a concussion replacement may be permitted in the following circumstances. 1.2.9.1.1 The head or neck injury must have been sustained during play and within the playing area described in Clause 1.2.7.2 above. 1.2.9.1.2 A concussion or suspected concussion must have been formally diagnosed by the player's medical team doctor. 1.2.9.1.3 The team manager shall submit a concussion replacement request to the IPL match referee on a standard form, which shall 1.2.9.1.3.1 Identify the player who has sustained the concussion or suspected concussion. 1.2.9.1.3.2 Specify the incident in which the concussion or suspected concussion was sustained, including the time at which it occurred. 1.2.9.1.3.3 Confirm that, following an examination, the player's team medical doctor believes or suspects that the player has sustained a concussion as a result of the incident specified in Clause 1.2.9.1.3.2 above. And 1.2.9.1.3.4 Identify the requested concussion replacement, who shall be like-for-like replacement for the player who has sustained the concussion or suspected concussion. 1.2.9.2 The concussion replacement request must be submitted to the IPL match referee as soon as possible after the incident specified in Clause 1.2.9.1.3.2 if a concussion replacement is to be permitted. 1.2.9.3 The IPL match referee should ordinarily approve a concussion replacement request if the replacement is a like-for-like player whose inclusion will not excessively advantage his team for the remainder of the match. 1.2.9.4 In assessing whether the nominated concussion replacement should be considered a like-for-like player, the IPL match referee should consider the likely role that the concussed player would have played during the remainder of the match, and the normal role that would be performed by the nominated concussion replacement. 1.2.9.5 If the IPL match referee believes that the inclusion of the nominated concussion replacement when performing their normal role would excessively advantage their team, the IPL match referee may impose such conditions upon the identity and involvement of the concussion replacement as he/she sees fit, in line with the overriding objective of facilitating a like-for-like replacement for the concussed player. 1.2.9.6 The IPL match referee may, in reviewing a concussion replacement request made in accordance with Clause 1.2.9.1.3 request any such further information as may be required in order to make the determination required under Clauses 1.2.9.4 and 1.2.9.5. 1.2.9.7 The decision of the IPL match referee in relation to any concussion replacement request shall be final and neither team shall have any right of appeal. 1.2.9.8 Once the concussion replacement has been approved by the IPL match referee, the replaced player shall take no further part in the match. 1.2.9.9 Both the concussion replacement and the replaced player shall be considered to have played in the match for records and statistical purposes. 1.3 Captain 1.3.1 If at any time the captain is not available, a deputy shall act for him. 1.3.2 If a captain is not available to nominate the players, then any person associated with that team may act as his deputy to do so. See Clause 1.2. 1.3.3 At any time after the nomination of the players, Only a nominated player can act as deputy in discharging the duties and responsibilities of the captain as stated in these playing conditions, including at the toss. See Clause 13.4, the toss. 1.4 Responsibility of captains. The captains are responsible at all times for ensuring that play is conducted within the spirit of cricket as well as within these playing conditions.
For more updates, subscribe to our channel, click the show links and enjoy watching the videos.